Update, very interesting that things are turning out in the countryside. A lot is happening. As you have heard that this excitement has also come with a number of surprises. We are seeing a number of incumbents closing to the newcomers, but we also seeing some of the places where the race is still tight, and up to now the results are still being watched. And we also have had issues of irregularities, and of course we'll, I think by tomorrow be knowing in which areas where we'll have some of the elections that have been maybe disqualified or suspended. But today, earlier on, our colleague Timothy Nyangweso was sitting down with the NRM Secretary General being watched, and we also have about had issues of irregularities, trends and of course voting. I think by tomorrow a number of questions which the Secretary General to have some of the what is happening, how are things happening, talking about voter education. But today earlier on, let's hear what the discussion was between was sitting down with the NRM Secretary General watched, and we also have about issues of irregularities, trends and of course voting. I think by tomorrow a number of questions which the Secretary General to have some of the what is happening, how are things happening, talking about voter education. But today earlier on, let's hear what the discussion.
Welcome back to the National Tally Center here in Lubowa, where the Electoral Commission is doing the tallying of both the presidential and the parliamentary elections that are happening and ongoing. We have had about 4 sessions with the chairperson of the Electoral Commission giving us exactly what's happening there. But right now I've been joined for an exclusive with the Right Honorable Richard Tudong, the Secretary General of the National Resistance Movement. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Oh, we're excited. Good evening and congratulations to the President of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Congratulations to NRM Party and congratulations to Ugandans.
Your overview of both your campaigns but also how you've got here, is this the result you expected?
Definitely we expected this even before we got nominated, because we knew elections do come after every 5 years. So as an organization, you have to prepare that within this period we shall be having election. And so you plan yourself through, and I'm sure you have seen that because we planned this earlier on, it was easier for us to manage the campaigns and to manage the process up to where we have reached. We started this by confirming and updating our members' register, because that was a very key thing to us. We needed to know who our members are, where they are they voters or they are not. When we did all that and we validated our record, we were now ready for the campaigns. And again, the next thing was our presidential candidate was demanded for by party members. That means the party itself had total confidence in the candidate, and they asked him to offer himself to run. Now the third one is the party organized itself in a way that the structures were involved in the campaigns. Every leader of the party got involved in this campaign, and so it became smooth for us to run through. And it was just a roller coaster, one after another. We're moving on so well with the campaigns, and up to where we are, we're just waiting for the declaration of our results.
Right Honorable Tudong, when you look at this election, anything that is there for you to take home as a national resistance movement, but also the incidents that happened, you have heard of them. What do you think about them, and what do you think about this election process this time around?
Yes, unlike the past, this has been a little more smooth and peaceful, with those few incidents that happen. We know as a party that we still have a lot of work to do with the young people. We still have a lot of work to do in urban areas, because as you see the results that have been coming, we won everywhere in this country with the exception of a few places in the central region. Now, for some people might not be able to understand, the central region is like a magnet that has pulled people from all over Uganda, because our GDP, close to about 60% of the GDP of the country, is produced from the center here. And so this brings on board so many people who are coming to look for jobs or look for opportunities. And so the population mix in the center can blind you to think that this is a demonstration against the party or the party is not popular. But no, to us we believe these are a reflection of social pressures that these people find in the urban areas. And therefore their support to the party or lack of it are not ideological. They are just based on the social pressure and the conditions they face at a particular moment. And therefore, if we focus at fixing this, I am 100% sure that our performance will improve in these urban areas.
What is it about the national resistance message that resonated with the people, that the numbers begin to reflect that? What was that about your message?
The president is always a teacher. You know, when you're a good teacher, your teaching plans are always very clear. And when he starts to speak and you're a good student, you'll know, because he keeps reminding you of where you have come from, where you have reached, where you're going, and how you should go to where you want to go. And so he spoke about peace and security as a foundation to everything we are doing. And definitely the people of Uganda know that there is no another leader or party that can handle the issue of peace and security better than NRM and President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Two, he spoke about development with its social and economic elements: roads, electricity, schools, health centers, water, all that, which are already there, the development infrastructures. Then now the third, he spoke about the people. We have peace and security, we have these socio-economic development infrastructures in place, but the people are not hooked to these projects. How do we get the people to benefit from these advantages that we have? And that is why you speak about household income, household poverty, making sure every household is productive, to the extent that they even went with the videos showing around who has done what in this area. Now, to me, that was the masterpiece of this campaign. Bringing the Wananchi, the voter, to understand that they have a lot to play in order to fight poverty in their households. It is not only government. Government will give you the enabling environment, but you as an individual, you have a lot of work to do to fight poverty in your household. So this message went around so well, and people received them, and it became a plus for us. Yeah.
I know you must have had a really hectic schedule, but my last question to you, Right Honorable Todang, is you are the leading party, the biggest, as you call it, the mass party. How do you galvanize this country to pull together, especially to ensure that the households you're looking at, the individuals, are got out of poverty?
We have been doing this through our preachings that focus at the mass line. The mass line means that we concentrate on things that unite the population, not things that divide the population. And all this infrastructure development we are talking about are things that unite the people, and just to empower them to be productive. Once you have what you're producing, and you know what you take to the market, your relationship with your neighbor will be product-market relationship. It's not about religion, not about tribe, but it will be about product. I produce soybeans. Somebody else is buying my soybeans. So it is in my interest that the buyer of my soybean is peaceful, so that I earn. That is the kind of relationship we are preaching in Uganda. And it has worked up so well, to the extent that when government was doing rationalization of agents, I don't know whether you recall, that you could see the debate in Uganda moving sub-region by sub-region, where sub-regions are protecting products. To me, that was lovely. And I challenge my people of the north that Buganda is speaking about coffee and matoke, Toro is speaking about tea, Ankole is speaking about dairy products, Busoga is speaking about sugarcane. What are we speaking about in the north? From Teso up to West Nile, what do we have for the market? We have advantage of cereal production. We need to improve our cereal production. And so this is about leadership. What can the leaders do? Lango sub-region, for example, is like the hub of cereal processing. But what is West Nile bringing on board? What is Karamoja bringing on board? What is Teso bringing on board? Yes, fruit factory, fruit farming and all that in Teso, but we need to improve them, to boost them. And so when we start zoning this country into product lines, you'll see how beautiful Uganda will be.
Right Honorable, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure having you. That was the Right Honorable Richard Tudong, the Secretary General of the National Resistance Movement, especially giving his flowers on what their master plan has produced, especially with the results that are going to be announced in a few minutes by the chairperson of the Electoral Commission. In a short while, he'll be joining us here to give us the last session for tonight about the results, so we'll be leaving it to that.
Thank you so much, Bwana Timothy, for that update, and with the Secretary General of the, they call it the mass party, the mass NRM party, and Mr. Richard Tadrong, the Secretary General. Now, gentlemen, we have heard from this discussion, is both from Onyango in Imbarala and from Timothy here with the Secretary General. Now, there are also issues that come up, especially when it comes to this, the voting trends. Like I said, some people waiting to be taken for voting, which sometimes is the candidates themselves, because, like I said, how many voters are going to turn out to vote will depend on how the candidates conduct themselves. Right. Because then the voter will say, my vote must be counted. But if the voters are the type who will say, you wait, and I have also seen it in one of the elections, the opponent sent a rumor, a message to the village, said, you people, our people, wait until we bring you the money so that you can. But he was now sending a message to the rival camp. So tell our people to wait until we shall bring them money so that they can go and vote. And these old men and women sat waiting, and they got annoyed and they didn't vote. So some of the things happens. But when you look at the trends again, which I also agree with the Secretary General, who is saying that NRM won almost everywhere, because NRM has structures in every village, and that enables it to reach people in all the villages, which is not the case with these other parties. And some of them don't even have district officers when they were competing. For me, I think that is where now the problem starts from. But back to Onyango's take in Imbarala. You guys, what did you gather from there?
I think we actually almost tackled this yesterday.
Yeah.
We threw more light on the biggest problem here is what is the job description of the office that someone is going to occupy.
Sure.
Because if that is known, that in this office we need a cleaner who is going to clean like this and this for these 5 years, then there is no expectation of someone saying, give me transport to come and vote for you. Because now they know the clear guidelines. But because even the audience at home, the Wananchis know that these guys are just going there to pay their bills, to get access to a better passport, to have access to go to other countries, have more investment. That's why they ask for transport. That's why they ask, give me something to vote for you. You understand? Because the people in parliament, they don't show why they're in parliament. So for me, you asked the question yesterday, what do we expect from this parliament around this time? We want a proper guideline of what is the role of a parliamentarian. And maybe next round, people will not, it should be a personal thing that everybody should know. You understand?
Because not many people will be speaking, and the parliamentarians themselves who are supposed to popularize that,
yes,
will not be speaking like Lucy used to speak. That for me, my job is not to do with your roads. I think to some extent that the population has gotten to a level of used to being told things. There was a part of it.
Just to chip in and to add on what my brother Big Sam has just said, the issue is we all have to accept that our democracy is still work in progress. There are some positives that have been registered. We are somewhere, and we are still seeing some holes that actually need to be filled. And one of the holes is the packaging of our civic education, which will bring in the awareness and sensitization of which candidate should be given what, and what are the duties of that candidate for the 5-year term. I'm telling you, there are people, if you sat down, and even those who have gone to school, and ask them what are the duties of the member of a parliament, the LC5 chairperson, and the RDC, they will give you the same roles. Those three. See? And that is an issue of knowing who is supposed to do what and who is supposed to leave what. So we still have those gaps. Remember, the LC5 chairperson and the MP are voted. The RDC is appointed. But the rules and the clear guidelines are not known. That's right. Obscured in the eyes of the citizens of this country. Most citizens of this country, not all of, not the majority. But a habit translates into a tradition and culture. We are used to campaigns where people are given goodies. So that people buy votes. And I'm happy that for starters we have one man in the names of Luzi, yes, who has started the journey of changing that line. I don't need to give you anything, but all I can promise you is if you vote me in, I'll do you A, B, C, and D. Yes, he may not have won the vote, but he garnered a lot of votes from the way he was campaigning. Yes. And for those who want to follow genuineness, not the clout of I'll give you A, B, C, and D, I'll get you heaven on earth, we're saying now this is the right man.
Exactly.
And if we go by that, if we can get 100 loses, this country will be very different, and also the people who will be voted into office will be a very different breed.
Yes. The chairman when you are campaigning, for example, to be the chairman in that area, what were you guys promising, for example?
Well, there comes some circumstance that you do things because that's what people expect.
Exactly, because it's culture.
And when you don't do it, trust me, you will not go through.
You won't get the vote.
And you just have to, okay. Someone asked me, oyongata tumulabanga kwano ngaze kuzika. I mean, do I have to go and bury everybody for you to understand that I am resourceful to this community?
You're not a priest.
I mean, really. And that's why I'm telling you, almost 80% of everybody that goes to parliament, they own a funeral home somewhere. Somehow, somewhere, they are supposed to be having an ambulance that will take the dead. There is something. That's what everybody expects. You know, when you want to become a member of parliament or a chairman at the village level, then you must have a small sound system there that you can give everybody who has lost someone and a tent. And then that is a good requirement.
You have to buy chairs for the weddings.
For you to become a leader in the community. And trust me, because of how the community has been channeled, even you genuinely, when you come up, you find another resistance. You know, so you find yourself doing exactly what they're asking for. I'm telling you, tugulire wano omwenge. No, I'm not.
I'm a pastor.
And when you say that, no, I cannot. You go. Seriously, the country has been corrupted by wrong people who have gotten everybody to believe that you can only do this way in order to get there. And if it starts, I agree with Lucy. Lucy has got his own problems as well, you know. But I just love the way he comes out boldly.
Exactly.
To say it the way it is. But maybe also Ugandans have gotten, I've grown up in this country, and I have seen some of the ways people say yes to mean no. And they say no to mean yes. So maybe when you come out straight, people will then shun away from you. One guy came here and said, the negative, I want to get into parliament so that I can eat. Can you believe that person went through? But someone who says, I want to get to parliament so I
eat.
can help.
Also.
It's so funny. And definitely to answer you from the start is, well, I went through as chairman, but there are some things that I was actually forced by the community where I live to do because that's what they wanted.
That were not part of your manifesto.
That were not part of whatever that I'm interested in. That's why I'm speaking against it. Because then it leads someone to lie to you, and when they get into that office, they'll have to get back whatever they have put in order that they can now serve.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think it is also a true way, at least for you being a chairman of Kajansi, you are always in Kajansi and people can always come to you whenever they have issues. But the issue, when it comes to parliament, for example, you find that a person, now that they have won, will disappear for the next 3 or 4 years. You don't see the guy. He does not even come to meet the people. Even some of